Hello, welcome to the live stream. Now, I didn't give you guys the parking lot to hang out in and tailgate this week because I was just too busy. I was actually getting this stuff ready, and then when I went to go live, pizza's number one. Pizza Giraffe is number one. Then when I was going to go live, I wasn't recognizing my microphone, so I had to scrap that whole setup, get back in there, and here we are. Did you guys wear your ugly Christmas sweaters? I mean, I don't know. I didn't give you the notice. Happy Monday, Redux. It kind of was. I mean, I was over there, but now I'm over here. But I just needed the microphone. What's up, Jason? Oh, we have to move over here. Hello, Christopher. Daniel, I read The Last Christmas. Great story. I loved the imagery you had in the story. The way you wrote, I liked it. I dug it, Daniel. I really did. The part where he's walking. It's a very short story, so it's like I don't have to dig very far, but really good stuff, Daniel. So get Advent. Go get Advent. Here it is, Advent for everybody who wants a Christmas themed horror read. Good stuff. Only read one story, but I liked it. Liked the style. Liked it. Ron's here. Ray's here. Merry Christmas. Phil's here. Good evening. Mark is here. Where the hell were you? I was there, but now I'm here. Again, needed to get the mic working. Didn't let you guys hang out. I got angry again going. Baron's here. Good to see you, Baron. Baron tried to get me on Discord. I went to Discord. I failed at Discord. So I'll try again. I'm very much into trying. Trying is the first step toward failing. Took 2/3 of a book, but Hex is finally picking up. You think it's finally picking up? That book was creepy AF from the get-go. A witch with her eyes and her lips don't shut. She can't talk, and if she talks, she'll kill yourself. That's some gruesome stuff, and it's finally picking up for you. Sorry about the glare. That's all I'm going to do about it is apologize once in this video. I moved my whole setup over. Producer Jill told me to move it over, so I did. Now I'm right in the dead smack center of the bookcases. The Suntop bookcases are directly behind me. Philip Fricassi's over here. Actually, where I got, what's that? It's my Pargin. Hold Olda Hoovelt right there. I got my Patrick McCabe's, my Cormac McCarthy's, my Mallermans. So I got a nice little setup here now. Good evening, Vincent Edgeworks. Merry Christmas. God bless. Happy New Year. Hello, Kevin. Hi, Alexia. Noob Body is here. Good to see you again. Hans is looking for you too. Oh, well, tell Hans I'm here. Where is Hans? New buddy, weren't you looking for a CP Dune? Uh-oh, we're going to get deals going tonight. Deals. When the mic didn't work, the mic won't work. But when the mic don't work, the mic won't. I started reading that. No, it didn't make sense, but it did make sense. I guess I'm just hardened in my old age. I don't know how old you are, but I think I got you beat. Let's check in with the Magic Duff Bucket. Magic Duff Bucket. What do we got? Queensryche. That's right. I found my Last Action Hero soundtrack, and we're rolling with it. Why couldn't I find this before? And all I see is a circle of death. That's my face. I'm reading Playground. Very sick book. I'm enjoying it. Aaron Beauregard. I don't think I could read it. We're going to talk about Zach tonight. Zach had a run-in with a one Judith Sonnet, who You know what? I'm going to do something real quick. Now I'm worried that you guys are talking about that other live. That other live's not sitting there, is it? I hope it's not. I'm gonna go check this out. Now, so things are falling into place. Content, live. Is that one still sitting there? I can let people out of their misery. Upcoming. Okay, okay. We're getting rid of that. We're gonna delete that one forever. Delete it. Delete forever. That's not coming up. I understand. All right. Sorry if people were waiting there. What if I deleted the wrong one? Wouldn't that be fun? Just keep talking, doing my PT exercises right now. Okay, well, keep going. Keep going. Do you want me to be like your personal trainer? Because that would be a successful outcome if your outcome is failure. Hi, General Reader. Good to see you. It's working now. Okay, good. Oh, new body. Just want to let you know, Jared has unsigned copies of June and Messiah with rights on the Scratch Dent page for $2,500. Wow. Queensryche right here. I am in the know on the Suntub schedule, Christopher. I cannot speculate with you. I can't speculate. And I can't confirm nor deny, although I will say if you're on the fans page, someone shared a screen grab of the text block of an upcoming release from quarter one of 2024. And I think it's definitive proof of one of the titles. There was no getting around that. You knew it was going to happen. Somebody's going to take a still frame of that video and zoom in and try to find out what book it is. So I will say this. Let me say this about quarter one. Really cool stuff coming up. Yes. Very cool quarter coming up. Very cool. Wild, man. And speaking of which, did you see my Anya Allborn interview? Anya Allborn, her book's out now. Good and Joyful Things. Had a great time chatting with her. That interview on according to my analytics, has done just the best interview out of any interview I've done. So that interview has gotten more views right out the gate. You know what's so funny is that I interviewed Marcela Bolivar she was the artist on Blackwater. And that one got a lot of views because a woman's in the thumbnail. I'm not just saying, that one got a lot of views. So I wonder if people are just like, they don't want the doughy white man to look at and hear from. But of course, Anya Allborn doesn't give many interviews, so perhaps that bottlenecked the demand right to Beef Daddy's channel. So if you didn't see it, you should go check it out. Great interview, great life story. I imagine there are a lot of authors who would love to have her experience as a published author, because basically she didn't have a choice. It's a pretty wild interview, but the universe is basically telling Anya Allborn, you're writing these books. That's what you're going to do, and you're going to be successful no matter what. No matter what you try, you're going to be fine. So, so who wants to know the pizza giraffe? Oh my goodness, pizza giraffe history. Need another publisher to take the heat off of Boys Life Subpress Edition. Yeah, that one's out of my reach. I do have a no ass crack today. Sorry, boys. Ugly Christmas sweater. The dude abides. So As far as I'm concerned, I have a first edition Boy's Life, first edition, first printing, signed in person right in front of my face by Robert McCammon. And then Phil, you recognize this, Phil? Boy's Life Gone South, also signed, but even more so inscribed to me, to Jeff. That's so Phil can never take it back. You see, that's why I had that one inscribed. So I'm covered on Boy's Life. But yeah, I was never able to get the sub press one, and I never would. So if I ever get the opportunity to buy a nice signed limited of Boy's Life, I would love that opportunity. Let's just walk around that like that. Paul needs to get a lower res camera so the books are a little more pixelated. Yeah. Someone on Dark Tower said January is going to be Boy's Life. I think based on the spoiler you are talking about. Yeah. Thank you for the kudos on the interview with Anya. She is awesome for sure. No doubt. I am in the another edition of Boy's Life is Unnecessary. Why not do mine or Mystery Walk? Yeah. I know. Mine or Mystery Walk. I don't think either of those have, or is there Baal? I think Subpress did Baal or Baal. That's how it's pronounced, Baal. I called it about Anya's interview 2 lives ago. You have a good poker face, Jeff. I mean, I guess when you're dead from the neck up, you have a good poker face. Now that glare is bothering me. Now I'm living, I could just do this. The only reason I haven't seen some of your interviews is due to not having read the author's book yet. I try to like hell to avoid spoilers in my interviews. And if I think I'm getting into spoilerish territory, I'll wave my hands and scream. Got the new Tyler Jones from Thunderstorm today. Wow, what a beautiful book. The end papers are amazing. Thunderstorm does do great end papers for sure. Nice book. It is. Thank you, Phil. Stephen Wayne Ellison Jr. is here. I didn't say hi to him. I have the Cub, the sub press Boy's Life, and now I worry the value will drop because Suntup is now doing one. You know, that's funny. Sub press did Silence of the Lambs before Suntup did Silence of the Lambs, but Suntup scored the signature, the Thomas Harris signature, and I think the art for Silence of the Lambs was divisive for the sub press edition. People were like, I loved it. I thought it was cool. But so there was some, I don't know, room there. But that wouldn't be the case if Suntup were doing Boy's Life because Sub Press had the signature from Robert McCammon. So I don't know if it would affect the value of a Sub Press Boy's Life if Suntup were possibly to do one in some alternate reality. I don't know. Will you have that opportunity? Does the buying freeze end come January, man? I don't know. It's like permafrost, Jason. Seriously, permafrost. I don't know. I wanted to get the Anya Allborn book, but I didn't. So that gives you a sense. I wanted Gone South really, really, really bad. Didn't get it. So I'm learning a little bit about myself with this buying freeze. But I do know there's one book I've already committed to buy, and that is 7 Shades of Evil, the deluxe. So I'm committed to buying that. That's going to be bought. But I'll tell you, man, I read Night of the Long Knives, the new Tyler Jones book that will be published this year by Earthling. I'm not revealing anything that was already out there, so I'm not spilling the tea on anything. But I read Night of the Long Knives. Excellent book. You guys are gonna love it. Hey, Andrew's here. Good to see you, Andrew. I think he enjoys it when someone guesses correctly. He knew what he was doing when he showed that. Yeah. I also had a T. Jones weekend, got my Thunderstorm package and my signed Heavy Oceans. Yeah, so Earthling's going to have a banger year. Titles from Philip Fracassi, Tyler Jones, perhaps other people that we all love to read here on this channel. So it's going to be a rough go, man. It's going to be a rough go. I know Levidian's doing 7 Shades, and they're also doing another one that I'm gonna have to get. So I know those two. I just can't get back into it, man. I gotta get some engines revved, running, rolling. But that's the Jeff problem. Not sure if my thanks for the Lansdale. It arrived a few days ago. Okay, good. I'm glad it did, Jason. My guess for February is Rebecca by whatever that French name. That was the guess on the fans group too. Congrats, Tyler Jones is amazing. Read Almost Ruth last week, and it's crazy good. Third one of his I've read this year. Jesse Garcia traded with me. I exercised my shelves from Marla. Hold on a second. Hold, please. I exercised my shelves from Marla, and I am now the proud owner of my. I moved it over so maybe I could. My bulbous head would block it. Now I have Midas. I have the signed limited hardcover of Midas. I don't just have that very early arc. Chew on that, Mitch. Chew on it until you chew on it. So I have the hardcover. So happy to have it. Thank you, Jesse, again for entering the trade with me. Tyler Jones is a must-read author, and with Night of the Long Knives, like I said, I have read it. It is an excellent book. You will love it if you're my audience. You usually do. The same things I like. I loved it. Night of the Long Knives. Crazy good story. It's basically about a guy who loses his wife and daughter to a tragedy, who then it becomes a paranormal investigator trying to fill that hole in his heart, trying to understand the why of these horrible things that happen, these cataclysmic events. So he starts a YouTube channel, and he's like an investigative journalist exploring paranormal things, and he gets an assignment from a guy to go find a certain item that may be linked to a number of tragedies throughout history. And that's where shit gets good. I mean, it was always good, but that's where it gets real. And lots of great stuff happened. It's a story that just moves, and great stuff. So the fake name, the F, never mind. Yes. Oh, yes. The 3 books I ordered from him are supposed to be here in a few days. Order all you can. I'm kind of glad that this quarter only 2 lettered numbered editions. My wallet is relieved. Yeah. Only the lettered Suppressed Silence was signed. Hello, Peter. Good to see you. Yes, that's where Paul won out over Suppress, is that he got the numbered signed as well. So he provided more signatures. He also did the whole set. My opinion, Red Dragon's a better book than Silence of the Lambs. That's there. It's not like by heads and shoulders better. I think it's just a little better. I think James Gumb is a more interesting villain. I loved it. I'm sorry, that's in Silence. Francis Dollarhide is a more interesting villain. in my opinion. They're awful humans, and they're both really, really good. But just I edge it out. I give a little bit of an edge to Red Dragon. Missed the last few weeks. Life got busy. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. All I'm doing is making you guys feel better about your lives because, like, hey, this guy's persisting and continuing in the world. I'm doing a lot better than he is. So stoked that Mallerman is also in the chappy with T. Jones and Michael Marshall Smith. Yeah, that I saw that you thought that it was just going to be T. Jones, but I remember that, and I passed on that. Dudes and dudettes. I totally, and I only call you that because the dude abides. So I so wish I had gotten that bundle. And I know Camelot has a bundle. Kim at Camelot's pretty sick. Thoughts and prayers to her tonight. Don't like hearing that. Kim and Tony are great people. So I do totally wish I could have gotten those. McMammon's Leviathan should not be too far away. I know that's the last book. I've got to read the whole thing. I'm due for a reread on Boy's Life, which I'm going to because the speculation. Again, I'm gonna move this up my TBR pile right to the tippy top after I'm done with Spinal Remains and at least more Christmas mayhem in Advent. So these two I'm currently reading now. Excellent stuff. Chad Lutsky's not here, but excellent stuff. And then I'm going to read Boy's Life. I'm way overdue. And when I saw him at his book event for what book was it? King of Shadows. He got emotional talking about this book. And I had it. I had this exact book in my bag to get signed that night. And the way he talked about it, I'm like, I have got to reread this thing. So that's going right to the top. Right to the top. Just got the Don't Fear the Reaper. Assume SST will do the third. Excuse me. Yeah, I bet you they will. I can't commit, but I bet you they will. Oh, yes, it's a certainty. A slipcase for book 3 will also be offered. I did not know that, Jason. I haven't been following along all that well. So, yeah. And Mike, yes, I'm glad I got Midas too because it also has a Josh Mallerman signature in it. Love that stuff. Nice. Also got my Reaper and slipcase as well as the Last Hendrix. I'm dying to get my Last Hendrix, man. I've got to read Hendrix and Stephen Graham Jones. The cases are so nice. I talked to Paul, and unfortunately, they did not do well for him. So not many plans for more beyond Indian Lake Book 3. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Oh, man. Red Dragon and Silence are the same book, but Silence is written better. Disagree. Agree about them basically being the same book. Number one's here. Hello, number one. I mean, with major differences, but that's what I'm saying. Red Dragon felt more like a more thoughtful detective story. Less about Hannibal Lecter. You could focus more on Francis Dollarhide. And then Silence of the Lambs, it became more about Hannibal Lecter, and James Gumb was just the reason they engaged with Hannibal Lecter. So to me, that loses sort of the heart. You're kind of torn and pulled in these different directions because the Hannibal Lecter subplot is actually the main plot when I think it should have been more of the subplot. And then you got Hannibal, then you got Hannibal Rising, which I haven't read either of those. But I'm glad I get to picture Julian Moore. Julian Moore. Man, am I messing her name up big time? I am. Guess this is what it feels like to be Joe Biden. So that is because I didn't like Clarice Starling. Jodie Foster in my head is Clarice Starling. But the lettered and numbered Red Dragon are so much prettier than Silence. Yes. I don't know about so much prettier. I actually think the Silence of the Lambs numbered is better built than the Red Dragon numbered. At least mine are. He said the cases cost him almost as much to produce as the books themselves, and he doesn't tend to sell through as well. Oh man, that's a shame. Dune freeze, no. Dune pause. I'll get back to Dune. I will. I will. I've never read Boy's Life, although I have it on my shelf for about 15 years. Have to read it soon. Read it. I read it once a long time ago. Don't remember too much of it. I don't remember any of it. I had not heard about Kim. Much good thoughts and vibes her way. She's always super nice. Yes. Yes, Peter. Yeah. Kim is amazing. Hate to hear she is ill. Yeah, and I don't even know what's really wrong. I'm talking about the writing, not the product. Red Dragon and Silence of the Lambs have the same structure. Juliana Moore. Juliana, yeah. Is the Levidian letter E holder here? I read that for you, Stephen Wenhausen Jr. I don't know if anybody read that. So if anybody holds the letter E for the Levidian lettered editions, if that's your letter, somebody's looking to get a letter E for future Levidian titles. Both novels have a serial killer being hunted by FBI. Both have FBI agents interview Lecter for clues. Both books, Lecter knows who the killer is. Yes, but Hannibal's role in Red Dragon was the ideal placement for him, I think. I'll never forget that the Red Dragon AGE, as they were called then, it was $65. I know. That was nuts. Why didn't I buy two? That was crazy. $65 for the artist gift edition. Rosemary's Baby was $75. Man. Oh, those early days. It was crazy. Jeff, not sure why, but she had brain surgery on December 11th. As of the 16th, she was home and doing good. Okay, good. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, it was like sudden. Like, it wasn't like they were diagnosed and they scheduled brain surgery. From my understanding, it was pretty sudden. That is awful. What a rotten time of year for that to happen to them. A lot of people buying gifts. They're a business. I mean, not that health should ever play a role in business. Your health is paramount, right? Your health, your mental health, your physical health, that supersedes everything. But at a busy time of year, for that to happen to them, I mean, and the business does pay bills, so you do need it. It's just hard, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. Hannibal's character actually does something other than be menacing in Silence of the Lambs. But he's not the active killer, Hans. He's not the active one. That's my point. Like, I'm more invested in that thread. And Hannibal should be the subplot. But it is interesting in Silence that there is that transition where he then I'm not going to spoil anything, but then you could tell the focus leaves James Gumb and goes toward Hannibal, and that really sets up the third book. So that's interesting. Yes, and that is a big major event in the book. Anyway, like the limited edition of King's Firestarter, $65. Damn. From Fantasia. That's crazy. How many here own a copy of CDs of Shining? Would any of you that have one be interested in trading for a Little Sisters of Illyria AE? Huh. My Little Sisters, every Grant book I have is flawed in some regard. And my Little Sisters of Illyria, the spine adhered to the page block, and I had to go have it repaired. That pissed me off. I have artist edition of The Shining, but I also do have an artist edition of Little Sisters. So, and mine has the Ka doodle from Michael Whalen. I missed the Suntop Red Dragon AE and had to order it from Sub Press for $300. Damn. Was subpress price gouging all the way back then? You know what? You could say price gouging. That is totally fair. I'm not making a judgment on you, Andrew. Not at all. I'm trying to think of my point. So I think they're pretty transparent about it. They're always like, "Hey, this is more. This is market value. This is this and that." It would be different if it were their own books. You know what I'm saying? If it were like, "Hey, we found these books in the warehouse. Hey, we found these chapbooks in the warehouse randomly. Hey, you want to buy them for $200?" That's bullshittery. I sold mine a while ago for like $300. Wow. Would have gotten friends and family to buy more of the road. Yeah. Yeah, that hung on for a while. I had gotten off the train at Rosemary's Baby. So I bought Haunting of Hill House, then Horns for $700. And then when he released Rosemary's Baby for another $700, I'm like, all right, I can see where this is going. This is too hot for me. I'm out. And I got out. And then he said the next book will be from a Pulitzer Prize winning novelist, An Apocalyptic America. I'm like, oh, that's got to be The Road. So then when he released it, he announced it. I scrambled to get a copy of Rosemary's Baby so then I would be able to buy The Road. And so I reached out to Kim at Camelot because they had the last copy of Rosemary's Baby. And I said, I will buy it. But can you reach out to Paul and make sure I get rights? And if I can get number 23, maybe. And she goes, all right. You know what? I'll reach out to him. So she did. She reached out to and she said, if I get number 23, then you got to buy that book from me every time to keep your number, because then that will be a Camelot number and you got to buy it from me. And she wrote me back. She goes, you got a friend somewhere because you're getting gifted a Rosemary's Baby. And so I emailed Paul right away. He goes, I wanted it to be a surprise, but you got Rosemary's Baby. I go, does that mean I get to buy The Road? He said, yep. I bought The Road that day, and The Road still didn't sell out. The Road, Cormac McCarthy, best book ever written, didn't sell out for a long time. I couldn't believe it. So that's that. The more you argue with me, the more you prove my point. The books are the same, but silence is better. No, it's not true. Jeff, thanks for the heads up on the Thunderstorm grab bags. They also did paperback grab bags, but I think they're gone already. Yeesh, got my sub press Witch King today. Such a shame Bill got Rovina Kai just to not utilize her for interior art. Oh. Shout out for my brother. Had a quad bypass 2 weeks ago. Was home within 5 days. Oh, well, speedy recovery, Kevin. Not cool. I'm sorry to hear that. Get him Fracassi. He'll love it in the recovery process. Really, seriously, speedy recovery. Subpress have been choosing oversizing books over interior art lately. Not my personal preference. Yeah. Suntup's standard size with art has spoiled me. Yes, for sure. Are there subpress shelf goblins that hide their stock from time to time? Why are they always finding extra copies? Yeah, that's not cool. But that's Cemetery Dance mostly. Peter agreed. Plus, I just don't buy Mylar to fit the oversized often. Yeah, that's a good point. If you go oversized, Mylar is a big pain in the ass. I'd rather have interior art, and I'd rather have a comfortable reading size. Look at what Jared did for Dune. It's oversized and loaded with art. Good news about your brother. Glad to hear. Nathan, they probably came over in a shipment from CD. Yeah. Still disappointed that Suntup's The Road didn't have an AE or No Country for Old Men. I like my folios, but yeah, I know. It is really, Yeah. Yeah, Blood Meridian, no country, Blood Meridian and Road didn't have artist editions. You had to go to Folio to get your artist edition, if that's your, if that's your bag. Um, yeah, I'm sure Suntop AE would have been much less generic seeming than the Folio. Yeah, I know. Got to split earlier. Going to catch replay. I'll be live. Will you be live next Monday? Oh yeah, Jill. What's next Monday? That's Christmas, right? I can't be live next Monday. I'm gonna take Christmas off. Yeah. No, thanks for pointing that out, Phil. Won't be doing Christmas. But Merry Christmas to you, Phil. Have a good one. I hope you have a great year. I hope you have a great, blessed, happy Christmas Day celebration. Suntop's the road numbered is beautiful. It is, with that paper that has little flecks of ash in it. It's fantastic. It's perfection. If not Christmas, what about a week later, which is New Year's? Yes, Jill. We got 2 problematic weeks. I can't go live on New Year's. I could. We could have a New Year's celebration, but no, it's for family. You gotta be sitting around with family, hugging the family. And really, I would feel awful if I went live and there were people that showed up, because I would just be depressed for all of us. I'd be like, wow. And then I'd want to give you guys a good show, but I'd be too depressed. So yeah, 2 weeks off. Damn, that's crazy. I haven't taken a week off in a long time, man. 2 weeks. But you know what? Here, this is a good segue. I'm going to be doing my newsletter again. I got the newsletter back. It's a whole new thing. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to get new subscribers, but all 68 other subscribers for the newsletter are still there. You're going to get one next Sunday. So I guess the newsletter will have to stand. And Mike, you're saying just do Tuesdays. I may do a surprise live or something. Maybe I'll do something some other time because I'll be itchy. Be like, oh, I haven't gone live. I haven't ranted. I got rants in my pants. And so I'm going to want to go at it. So maybe I'll just randomly go live one day. Darren, like his father before him, he always complains that in England, he can't come to a live because he's busy getting stabbed. And so I could go live like in the middle of the day to accommodate our Brit friends, or the Aussies or whatever. I don't know what. We're family. Let's toast the new year together. You know what? I could do a very short one, New Year's Eve. I could say, hey, going live New Year's Eve. Hey, cheers, and just do a cheers. Just do a cheers. It won't be the countdown. Won't be midnight. It could be midnight where you are. If I go live, how about I go live at 1 a.m. my time, which would be noon. It'll be midnight in Central, and it'll be like the drunkening. We'll call it the drunkening. No, I'm not making any promises, but maybe I'll do a random live. We need to know producer Jill. Maybe producer Jill will do those weeks. She's gonna take over. She says Tuesdays. I don't know. Just put them on the next night. Yeah. The road was my first number directly from Suntop. Huzzah, producer Jill. Tuesdays are bad. $5 Tuesdays at theaters. How else can I afford watching movies like Halloween Kills? What's in the theater that I want to see right now? Jill, what was the movie that was out that we were going to go see? No, it wasn't that. It was something that was in the theater right now. Oh, Godzilla -1. Yeah. Dirty 30 Christmas Party live video by our new host, Mitch. We'll get Mitch to do it. Let's bring back the Dirty 30. Yeah. Can Jeff make it for 2 weeks without a rant? I mean, my blood pressure is also really awful. Zachary's back. What did I miss? Zachary, you're winning contests everywhere. You just won something somewhere. Was it 19th edition? What did you win, Zach? Silent Night was good. Definitely worth $5. Silent Night and Godzilla was epic. Everybody's talking about Godzilla -1 is just an amazing movie. And I've got to see it. I've got to. I want to see -1. Probably won't make it to a theater until Furiosa, though. Yeah, the Mad Max Road Rage movie. Yeah, I don't know why everybody loves Godzilla -1. I'm just perplexed by that. They're like, there's no bad character in the movie. They're like, and that's like I'm seeing like universal acclaim from audience goers, moviegoers, audience goers. That they're really loving it. So I love that. I love that when it seems like a slam dunk. I'm probably gonna watch it on a streaming service eventually, but I definitely want to see it. Okay, I'm gonna get to that, Stephen Wayelson Jr. There's breaking news on that. Godzilla -1 was almost perfect. Damn it, that's what you said. That's what Joshua Poblano said. Oh wow, you guys, man, I've got to see it. Same here. It will stream soon. Yeah, they all do. You know what's not a good movie? Widow's Point. I'm going to Days of the Dead in Atlanta in January to get my Doug Bradley signature and my Claire Higgins signature in my Hellbound Hellraiser, the Hellbound Heart, my Earthling edition of. I'm gonna bring it down. Okay, we're gonna do this again. I know I showed you guys. I know I did, but this is my Hellbound. And I have, of course, Clive Barker's signature. And then I have Simon Bamford, Barbie Wild, Nicholas Vince. Those are 3 of the 4 Cenobites. So you can see I need Doug Bradley. He's going to be in Atlanta on January 27th, and I'm going to go see him. Going to get a signature in here. I also have a signature by Ashley Lawrence, who played Kirsty. And I'm going to get also Claire Higgins, who played Julia. So this will be a cast signed copy of Hellbound Heart. The only error is I have Barbie Wild. Barbie Wild wasn't in the first Hellraiser, but the Cenobite she played is in the first Hellraiser. She just reprised that role in Hellbound Hellraiser 2. So I guess technically she was in Hellbound, the movie, and I got her to sign Hellbound, the book, and the character she played is in both movies. So I'm covered. But Craig Sheffer's also going to be at at Days of the Dead, and Craig Sheffer played in Widow's Point, the Richard Chizmar bomb, based on his cliche book, his found footage book. Richard Chizmar, who has not blocked me yet on Facebook, shockingly. But Craig Sheffer is going to be there, and I troll Days of the Dead. They're like, "We're happy to announce Craig Sheffer's here," and he was also in Nightbreed, which is the movie based on Cabal by Clive Barker. But he's in that Nightbreed, and that's like on his little tile. Like they do a little tile showing who the star is and the roles that star has played that are relevant to the convention. But they didn't have Widow's Point there, so I trolled Days of the Dead, and I wrote in there, I'm like, oh my God, why isn't Widow's Point on his little tile card there? Because that's like the best movie ever. So then I went to Rotten Tomatoes. You know what? It's sitting at 17% rotten freshness rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Widow's Point, 17%. I gotta say, I'm a very petty, small-brained, small-minded human, and that made me happy. When I saw 17% for a Richard Chizmar movie, I laughed my ass off. Good. You are not the star you think you are, Dick Chiz. You're not. Your books are tepid, room temperature thrillers, and your movie sucks ass because it's based on third generation photocopy of actual good stuff. So there's your 17%. Anyway, I digress. Godzilla director wrote, edited, and did the effects himself. Budget was low too. Wow. Yeah, they said every character in Godzilla -1 is a character who could be considered the main character. I don't know what that means, but it's intriguing because I heard it from several different sources, unless they're all reading from a script. And I'm not realizing that this is a brilliant marketing technique that really looks like word of mouth on YouTube. But thrilled. I'm dying to see it. Dying to see it. Shows what you can get when higher ups don't meddle with the final product. Boom. Yes, Andrew. That goes for publishing as well. Silent Night. It's a Christmas version of John Wick. It's a silent flick. Oh my God, really? Silent Night. I never heard of that. I got to see that. I love Nightbreed. Is Cabal much different? You know what's so funny? I watched Nightbreed recently, and man, that is like ballet. It's like Cats. It's like if Clive Barker wrote and did a Cats interpretation of Hellraiser, sort of. They're very theatrical. Like these are dancers from a theater troupe. And I read Cabal ages ago. I don't really recall. I've seen Nightbreed like hundreds of times. I can't tell you how many times I saw that movie. But upon the rewatch, I'm like, wow, this is like, it's like ballet. And I thought it was like cool horror, but they're like dancing. They're in like skin tight costumes and they're like writhing, like interpretive dance. It's performance. It was wild. But my favorite part is when that one guy wants to prove he's worthy of going to Midian, and he has thumb razors, so he cuts his face off. And Decker with zipper face, great stuff. But I don't remember Cabal. I think it was the same. I mean, Clive Barker directed Nightbreed, I think. I mean, he was very involved with the movie. Craig Sheffer was serviceable in that movie. I never heard about the Widow's Point movie. Surprised it wasn't mentioned. It was mentioned in a CD newsletter. Richard Chismar was trying to get people to buy the movie poster and have it signed, and he talked a lot about it. And he was sharing behind the scenes rehearsals of the movie, and I watched them. I'm like, oh my God, this is a train wreck. Craig Sheffer is not an actor who could redeem a bad script. I think there are actors who you can hand them a shit script and they're gonna turn in some performance that's engaging and entertaining. Craig Sheffer is not that guy. Like if you gave Christopher Walken a shit script, you're gonna get something. I don't know what it'll be. Might not be what you want it, but it's gonna be entertaining. And I'm not saying he's a master thespian. Christoph Waltz, although he was in The Consultant, and people didn't like that. I don't know. Chad's here. Hey, Chad. Chad, rant did arrive. My blood pressure's up, man. So Chad, little news. I'm getting the newsletter back next week. We're going to have a newsletter. I'm not going to go live next Monday or the Monday after that because holidays, but I might do a random live. Now you're all cut up. That's all I said to start the evening. I've been saying that over and over again for 49 minutes. I'm halfway through DMV, and while I'm enjoying it, I do have to say that after 30 years of reading it, little shtick may finally be wearing a little thin for me. That's interesting, Ron. That I just couldn't take the mailman. Impotent character, hero couple, impotent villain, and nothing happens. Like the beginning of the book and the end of the book, there's a lot of mess that happens in between, but the mess could be cleared up and everybody's fine. I like Lord of Illusion. Yeah, Decker was David Cronenberg. Yep. He directed it, right? I think. Or no, he just played in it. Yeah, we talked about that. I have to head out early. Daniel, good to see you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for being here. Loved Advent. Here's another plug for the book. This is the hardcover. You can get one that's not so awesome as well. Amazon. It's linked in the description below this. Great to hear, man. Keep flexing that. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep writing. Yep. Hey, Philip's here. Philip shows up. Good to see you. Cabal was published way before the movie Nightbreed and was a teaser for a more epic series that Clive Barker never finished. Yeah, like this book of the art. Yes, Philip. Philip's here. I didn't get to talk about how annoyed I was at the reaction. Philip shared a slipcase he built, and that he bought. He bought from the skcollector.com, and people were like, I don't like this. People share something, and all of a sudden they're morally responsible for where that tray case or that item was sourced, if anybody died producing it, and it was just annoying, and that was so annoying. Anyway. It was just something. Walken will be playing the Emperor in Dune 2. Very cool. Let's do a Christmas giveaway tonight. Oh, say 9:45 for what might be the most nihilistic novel I've read. The Cipher. Centipede unsigned copy. You want to do a giveaway? Jason? Another one? Christmas giveaway tonight. I will do it. I'll get the wheel up. The Cipher, I have it. I didn't read it. Nihilistic, huh? I mean, say what you will about the tenets of National Socialism, but at least it's an ethos. That was an awesome looking slipcase. And then people are like, was this art licensed? Like, Philip made it. Like, go pound sand. I like the plot of The Mailman. I enjoyed it until I realized it wasn't going anywhere. Amen. You think it's going to go somewhere. And if it did pay off at the end, I'd have liked it more. Let me just say, Bentley Little's Mailman is so much more imaginative than anything C.J. Tudor has written or Richard Chismar. So, have you mentioned the Thunderstorm grab bags yet? Yes, I did. I posted it on the Jeff Word Facebook group, but he also is doing the paperback grab bag. I don't know if that's all sold out, but definitely people need to check out Thunderstorm. Go to thunderstormbooks.com, get a grab bag of paperbacks or hardcover. I think the hardcovers are sold out. The tray case is amazing. I don't care if they used unicorn skin. I liked it. Okay, I will do it. I saw the grab bags, Chad. I'll do it, Jason. I will do it. I like the Cipher. It's great. I've heard good things about the Cipher. I didn't mean to. I'm not mocking your voice. I just sounded like a jerk. Great book and thought, Jason. I like it too, but it's a very different book. Yeah, Mitch is in here, so it's a perfect opportunity for the rest of everybody for a giveaway. We did joke about that in a private chat. He said he wouldn't be here tonight, and I said, "Oh, well, I'll be giving away lettered editions, etc., so on." I made all kinds of promises, and then here's Jason to make good on a promise I made in a private conversation. So, who all wants a Cipher? Anybody want the Cipher? Never won. How about that? Those that want in can proclaim themselves nihilists. All right. There is no private chat. Never won. Yes. Say you're a nihilist. Say you're a nihilist and you will be entered. I will enter you. Just say nihilist and I'll put you in. Please don't enter me. I already have the Cipher. I have Cipher. Oh, Jason, this is going to be, I've got one, but good luck. Look at this. Jason, Mike is in. Mike's chances are real good. You know what? I started typing nihilist. Mike Hughes, nihilist. And I like it because it's a Big Lebowski tie-in. Mark is in. Mark, you guys have a 50-50 nihilist. Never won. Randy, Randy Myers. All right, hold on. Randy Myers. All right, Randy M. Andrew. Wow. These are great odds, guys. Andrew. I've got a cipher, but thanks. Whoa. Mr. Haha's here. Who's Mr. Haha? Chris Burrogan. Burrogan. Bergeron? Chris. Chris B. How about that? I'm butchering names and I'm apologizing. Kevin. Kevin's a nihilist. Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. is a nihilist. So I got Kevin. We believes in nothing. What's your boyfriend gonna think? Oh, who? Uli? He's a nihilist. Must be exhausting. Would love it, but please leave me out because of last one. Jason being super generous again. Jason McDonald, you're a class act. Yeah, I could see you maybe shouldn't be in this one as well, but that's yeah, okay. Well, I'll leave you out of it, Jason, but only because you said so, and that's a very that's a very great thing. Zachary, what did you win, Zach? Did you answer my question earlier? I didn't see. I saw you won something else. Off topic, but I'm drinking a Jeff Word stout right now, man. It is good. Oh, I'm so Burrogan. Okay. Oh, I am very jealous of you, Philip. Very jealous. 1 in 7 chance to win a copy of the cipher. Mr. Haha 512. Let's see your King collection. I will say I will do a next week. I'm going to do a Zach. Oh, I don't remember winning anything else. I'm telling you, Zach, you won something else. I think it was on 19th edition, man. I saw your name come up somewhere. I swear to Jeebus. I swear. Go check out 19th edition on Facebook. I will share my King collection. Okay, Zach, then I don't know, but I swear to God, I saw your name get pulled for a contest. I'm like, that lucky son of a bitch. But I guess you would know. I mean, you would know. You're living your life. So I will share my King collection. It's actually right behind me. It's right here. This whole shelf. I have 2 dedicated shelves. I have all my Kings here, the signed and really cool stuff at top, and then my Sun Tups right here. Alexia is a nihilist. Maybe someone is using my luck. I won an arc from Tup in another life. Yes, you did, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. Yes, you did. What arc was it? I don't remember which one. Don't recall. Nihilist Alexia is in. Anybody else want a chance to win a copy of the cipher by Catherine Koja? I don't know how to say her name. I have it. I can show it to you. You know what? That's a good idea, Jeff. Thank you. Okay, but I don't know where I shelved it. Oh, it's right here. Can't show the ass crack. The cipher. So this is the signed edition. Here it is. Kathy Koja. Fahrenheit 451. Nice. When you take the DJ off, here it is. Look at that. Foil stamping. Very psychedelic. I gotta say, Jared is no longer doing books that were published after like 1990. So there's an introduction by Daniel Kraus. There's an author note and then the cipher. And here I will show you the signature sheet. It's really like crazy paper on this signature sheet. It's like super thick. And mine was glued in really poorly. Really poorly. I've never complained to Jared about it, but it's a real crap job on my glued in signature sheet. So not complaining. You know what? I don't like complaining anymore. I'm just like, I don't want to give it space in my head, these imperfections. I got your Fahrenheit 451 and I gave you my double of the road. Ooh. That looks very cool. It is cool, and I love that color scheme. Everything will be same except it will have no limitation page, which, as I pointed out, was bound into my copy like shit. To be honest, no ding on Jared. Things happen, but I've never liked that about my copy. I won a Hill House arc from Suntup in one of their early lives. Damn. Had to go. Oh, gee. All right. So anybody else want in? Just say you're a nihilist. Nihilist. Okay. You're going to be a nihilist. Nihilist. See, I started writing nihilist again, but that's just good old Chad Lutsky. Chad Lutsky, who found a finger with no bone in it. And Chad Lutsky. It's funny. I didn't just write Chad. I wrote Chad Lutsky. Christopher Bowers, that was Mac back in the day when the lives were less crowded. Yeah, they're crazy now. It's like 200 people show up for these lives. That was Mac in the day. Oh, by the way, I just looked at my sheets. I try to have something to say, some plan to these. Esquire named Philip Fracassi's Boys in the Valley the most frightening book of the year. Bitches. I mean, that is so awesome. I like Esquire. Esquire. You know what? Chad's gonna like this. I once wrote a short story, I once wrote a piece, and I sent it into Esquire for publishing because my professor said you should do this. It was a story called "You Got to Have Balls to Play This Game," and it was about me playing racquetball. And I wrote it. And my professor said, you need to submit this. This is great. So I sent it to Esquire. I got a long handwritten letter about why they didn't want it. But my professor's like, that's pretty awesome. A lot of people just get a form letter. Thanks for your submission. Keep working. And how did I follow that up? Not at all. Squandered my whole life. Now I'm here drinking, talking to my computer. Chad, and I'm starting the bed makers tonight after this live. Looks very good. Love me some Zarathustra, so I'll have to give Cypher a read. Zarathustra. Wow, that's awesome, Philip. Congrats. Yeah, for the most frightening book of the year. I mean, that's a balls out perfect blurb, and from established magazine. That's amazing. Like everybody should read Boys in the Valley. Everybody. And I want to read Bedmakers too. You got to have balls to resubmit the ball story. Yeah, I know. But you know what's so funny? Maureen Dowd later on came out with a book called You Got to Have Balls to Play This Game. I'm like, huh. Interesting. Not saying she was anywhere near Esquire when I got that letter, the reject letter. And then I sent another story into this magazine called Century Mag, but they closed. They went out of business. So they sent me a reject letter because they're like, we're no longer in business. Century Mag. Zarathustra. Zarathustra. Han's there with the pronunciation. So, how many? We got 9 entries into this contest. Who's a nihilist? Anybody want a chance to win the cipher? We're looking at doing a drawing in 11 minutes. It's not bedwetters. Bedmakers is Chad Lutsky's new book that I don't have because I don't have the arc. You needed the arc. And I'm just going to keep licking my mustache. There's White Russian in it, Jill. I pronounce with love, Jeff. I'm looking for a nihilist if you want a chance to win this book, and you're not going to have the really crappy signature. Now I'm going to look at that again. You want a White Russian, Philip? Is that what you're saying? You want a White Russian? Anybody else have a signed cipher? You know, it's funny. My cipher is number 404, which is like error, the error page. I can't wait to read this, though. How's that hollow? Always got to check the hollow. Oh, man. I'm telling you guys. Okay. So you want bed makers. That's what you want. You want a bed makers. I'm going to slow down on that. We're going to play some AC/DC. My signed cipher did not have any issues with the limitation page. Yeah. I hate it because when I get these books, I sit and I inspect them, and any little flaw just drives me crazy. But if you were in the room with me and you were able to hold that book, you would see exactly what I'm talking about. It's hard to convey. It's hard to convey what it looks like on a video. So I want an arc of Chad's book, as we do all of us. Let's see. What else do I need to talk about? I laughed about Widow's Point, the snarkiness. Taschen is doing an H.R. Geiger book. Who's the Taschen fan here? Zachary, was that you? I don't remember. I got the digital arc from Story Origin. Oh, okay. I thought it was Crystal Lake. Very cool, Mike. I'm jealous. But I am reading Spinal Remains. I'm going to plug it again. Spinal Remains, my signed copy, which has a ding in it. That wasn't from me. It was from the post office. I didn't take it to the beach. But I'm going to be continuing to go. I got a bit more. It's a very thin book. I should be done with it by now, but I'm lazy and I had other things to do. I'm doing jobs, man. Doing jobs. What? I have 2 signed ciphers. One is paperback from Nightworms with a signed book plate. Oh, that's cool. It's very cool. I should have been there by now. Philip asked about it recently and hasn't been sent out. My publisher apologized. Oh, these publishers, man. My cipher signature page looks bound in just fine, but the following page is pasted at least half an inch high onto the back of it. Looks like the binder was doing this book on a Monday. Probably listening to one of my lives, mad about Cemetery Dance, because I just inspire rage. So H.R. Geiger from Taschen, who does great books, beautiful big books, just joined Jihad's Patreon, so I'm hoping to get some more paper copies of books soon. And then I thought, what if J.R.R. Tolkien wrote a book with George R.R. Martin and it was illustrated by H.R. Geiger? R. That was literally the joke I prepared. So I hope it went over well. It's the only one I prepared ahead of time. R. You see? That's really it. That's the H in H.R. Geiger is for Hans. Just saying, it's a lot of R's. And they went to the movies and watched RR. How artistic. Okay. What else do we have to talk about? CD seems to be getting very desperate. They recently posted what was it? Stupid grab bag went over like a wet fart. Oh yeah. Their collectors club went over like a wet fart, and then in short order they came out with this, hey, we got a grab bag of Stephen King crap. It's like a dinged baseball card. They're like doing a grab bag, and one of the featured items is a dinged baseball card. Do you know how desperate you got to be? And then right after that, they're like, hey, we got a bunch of signed limited sitting on a shelf. Hit us up for a list. Now, if there were anything good in that bucket, they might have put the list up and it would have sold. But they're like, yeah, hit us up. They seem to be desperate. And a lot of people are thinking, this is death throes, man. They're in their death throes. I think Chismar needs to send everybody home, the few people that are still there, sell off the remaining inventory, make good on all his promises, and just focus on writing his lukewarm, tepid fiction. I have a gorgeous Taschen Frazetta book. That is amazing. Oh, Frank Frazetta. Oh, my God. Got an email about King Grabbag yesterday. Would have probably got another copy of Flight or Fright. Oh, God. It could be about pirates who go R. RRR is a mega hit from Bollywood last year and even won an Oscar. Huh. Never heard of it. I've often said there's literary power in the R. Tolkien, Lansdale, yes, George Martin, McCammon, and even Coots. The more R's, the more popular. Gonna go by Chad R. Lutsky. Yeah. Jesse's here. Hey, Jesse, we talked about you earlier. I showed the Midas my gratitude that I have Midas because of you. Thank you very much. I read awful things about the Taschen Frazetta book. Really? A lot of folks say Geiger's artwork is Lovecraftian, but I don't really see it. I think people like to call anything alien with tentacles or tentacle-like shapes as Lovecraftian. I would agree with you, Jason. It's mechanical. It's Lovecraft would be like, these are the elder gods, the ancient ones, the great ones, cosmic, but very organic. Whereas Geiger seemed to predict a future where life forms are more mechanical. If CD goes under, do we see our pre-order money back? No, they will file bankruptcy. You could probably get a claim, but I think you're done. However much money you have in them right now is what you will lose, I think. Because they're probably going to have to, if they file bankruptcy, they're going to pay off all their major debtors, creditors, and then they get to customers. So I think you'd be screwed. You were way far down on that food chain. Yeah, well, check reviews from the Frazetta collectors. They hate the Taschen book. Really? That's a shame, man. I do love Frazetta's artwork. So, hey, Philip, I'm almost done with A Child. I'm 2/3 done with it. Love it. That's great. It's a great book. 2/3 into it, you're about to get to the last third, which is a different book. It's amazing. That book just keeps changing outfits like Lady Gaga. The artwork reproductions are bad, and the close-ups are use AI, not actual scans. Oh, Jesse, are you a nihilist? Okay, Jesse. Yeah, we're giving away a book. Am I late? No, 2 minutes. We're giving away a book. What are we giving away? The Cipher. Yes, we're giving away The Cipher by Kathy Koja. It's an unsigned version, but perfect, similar to this in every other way except no signature sheet. Beautiful book. If you're in, just say you're a nihilist. I will put you in the wheel. I'm doing a drawing in 2 minutes. So if you're a nihilist, say you're a nihilist. Double page spreads with the center. The artwork is ruined. Oh no. Damn ads. Oh, I'm sorry. Was not aware. Thanks, Hans, for that. Maybe I'll wait for the smaller hardcover if one appears. I should probably start canceling. A lot of those status pages haven't moved at all. Yeah, you can get cash back. And then you're out. And I guarantee a lot of people have, and I think that's where they're getting to be in most danger. For Taschen, they do high-end art books that are well written by scholars, but the Frazetta book was done by some hack that did not know or respect the material. Ooh, that's scary. Ray Kelly's a nihilist. Ray K. So Jesse is also a nihilist. He's in. Yeah, I'd expect more from Tash and highly regarded generally. Yeah. So what we got is a 1 in 11 chance, and it is time. It is time. The Frazetta book was done by some hack. I thought it was his granddaughter who was in charge of the project, the same who runs the Frazetta Girls site. Damn. Okay, we're gonna do the drawing. So the winner, we're doing this. We're doing it. The winner, 1 in 11 chance. The winner for the whatchamadoodler. I'm gonna film it just to cover my ass, legal things. The winner for the non-signed, the unsigned copy of the cipher by Centipede Press is, who is it? Ray Kelly. Ray Kelly. Ray Kelly, and I gotta say, it paused quite a bit on Chad Lutsky and then just tipped over to Ray Kelly. Ray Kelly wins, and I will work it out. Ray, I think you know me on Facebook, I believe. Reach out to me, and I will work those channels to get you connected to Jason. Just give me your address. I'll send it to Jason. You'll get the cipher, unsigned, Centipede Press edition. Great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you, Jason. Round of applause for Jason and Ray Kelly, who wins, and everybody for entering the wheel. Thank you. That is awesome. Awesome. I love it. I told somebody in a private chat earlier, I told Stephen Dwayne Nelson Jr. and a couple other people that I will never do an announced giveaway again. They will always be like this with us in this group or in a video, but it's going to be buried in a video and you're never going to see the word giveaway. You have to watch the video. You have to be connected in somehow to the content. You got to like to be here, basically. And I will. There is no secret chat. I know you keep saying that. Okay, it's not a secret chat. It's a chat. Hey, guys, I got to run. Food on the table. Happy holidays. Philip, thank you for being here. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Whatever your bag is, I hope it's filled with joy. Hope you have a joy bag. Big bag of joy. Unless joy is somebody you've dismembered and put in a bag. That would not be a good bag of joy. If that's your joy, then it's not good. But I'll see you in a couple weeks, Philip. If you're back, I'll try to be back. I'm not out yet. I got a couple other things I was going to talk about. I was going to talk. Okay, so Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. have a smoky scotch for dessert. He doesn't like smoky. He doesn't like peaty. He's a space side boy. I'm an Eastleigh boy. Eastleigh, where I like that peaty, smoky, earthy scotch. That's what I do. It's me. But I hope he has a scotch that he enjoys for dessert. Anyway, Gauntlet. So Lefroy, yeah, they're peaty. I think that's in Eastleigh. Silence of the Lambs is a better book than Red Dragon. Oh, Hans, it's funny. You're like, I'm going to get this in there again. I'm going to get Jeff to say it because he reads everything. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I'll read everything on the teleprompter. Gauntlet pissed off everybody. Gauntlet, Barry Hoffman at Gauntlet threw a pity party about Dark Carnival. So he published Dark Carnival from Ray Bradbury. He did some coercion, some cajoling, and he got Ray Bradbury to agree to do Dark Carnival. And it was a huge thing. But then he was promised the book would go in the vault. It was going to go in the vault and never be published again. Well, somebody surfaced and said they were doing an edition of Dark Carnival. Now, it just so happens Centipede Press is doing a book titled Dark Carnival, but it's not connected to the Ray Bradbury work. Oh, thank you, Jesse. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I got to call you out $5. Thank you, Jesse. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I preferred Red Dragon. Yes, Jason does. Jesse's a very kind individual. You made me right with Midas, man. You fixed me. You fixed me up. I just read that post a little while ago. You jumped right on it. So he was upset and he said, hey, somebody's doing so Centipede Press is doing an edition of Dark Carnival, but it's not Ray Bradbury. So Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. and myself, we were all pissed off. We're like, this jagoff, he's coming after Jared. Like, what's his problem? What's his gripe? And he's saying it's unethical to do it. It turns out it is not the Centipede Press edition. It's a mass market paperback of Dark Carnival that is by Ray Bradbury getting published. So Barry is legitimate in his concern, but it's still very tacky for him to write that sort of post. Like, find out who the publisher is and write to them. Talk to your contacts at the Ray Bradbury estate and say, hey, look, you promised me this was going in the vault. I'm very hurt you're actually doing another edition of this. I feel like I let my customers down. You let me down. This is a really bad thing. But don't just beat your chest and wail in the public square. Woe is me. You've screwed customers over big time. Every chance you've had, Barry. You're a total dickhead. Your customer service sucks ass. You screw your people over. Like, they bought that Hopes and Miracles book for $4,000 or $2,000. And then you said, oh, wait, no, I upgraded it. So you got to pay me more? No, sorry. I already gave you the money and you're giving me that book. Now you can't just say, pay me more. I'll cancel your order, you douchebag. I'm not going to feel sorry for Barry. Barry is one of the worst publishers in the game. So for him to pound his chest and act like a victim is so annoying. When I thought he was coming after Jared, I was super mad because Jared is like class act any way you look at him. Like, that guy can do no wrong in my estimation. But Barry, you're just such an asshole. Like, he basically promised people handwritten manuscript from Richard Matheson, like sheets, handwritten, like not photocopies, handwritten sheets of manuscript in a lettered edition of the Bearded Warriors. I think that was what it was. I'm not sure. Ron Clinton knows. And then when he published it, it just wasn't there. People who paid whatever they did with that promise were like, where is it? He's like, yeah, I don't have it. No, nothing. Oh, boo, goddamn who, Barry? Asshole. Sit there and whine about, oh, you broke my heart. If you were a person with integrity, maybe I would be like, yeah, that sucks. Shouldn't have done that to you, Barry. I'm with you. But now when you're the one getting screwed over, after you screwed over your customers, now it's a different story. And the pity, get aboard the pity bus. Oh, go pound sand, man. Jesse is setting a bad precedent. No precedent. But Gauntlet Press's books suck, but I'm glad someone else is doing a better book. Yeah. It's actually a mass paperback, but yeah, it's a better book, probably. I mean, what a turd. He's a turd. He's really a turd. They really are bad. Embarrassing for a limited publisher. The paper, I have Rusty Puppy, lettered edition from Joe Lansdale. And the paper is like a dime store paperback paper. It is embarrassing how bad. And the art for the dust jacket is stock art. He bought it. He probably paid for the royalty, for the rights to the images. Maybe he got royalty-free stock art. It is pathetic. The Pines trilogy, Pines, Wayward, The Last Town. I don't think The Last Town's out yet. All of that is stock art. It's super pathetic. Ugh, still a bad book. Yeah, it's the Bradbury estate. Good luck with that. Yeah. Um, he's awful. Yeah, it did escalate. I'm a hothead, Peter. It's easy to outrage is easy. I don't know what Barry hoped to accomplish with that newsletter. Maybe he was hoping his 42 fans will boycott the book. Yeah, right. And then he posted it on Facebook, and then I commented, like, I hope this wasn't a shot at Centipede Press. And all these people came up and said, no, it wasn't a shot at Centipede Press. No, 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 no. Don't worry. And then they shared a link. So I'm like, okay, that's where I got educated. But isn't his sold out, not available? Yeah, I know. They're doing a cheap paperback, not a limited. Right. Right, Mike. His is gone. I don't know why he cares unless he just wants the attention, you know? We should all order it just to piss him off. Yeah, I kind of want it now real bad. Knowing, and that was what somebody commented on that post. They're like, well, at least now I get to own this book. Love it. What does Barry care about the secondary market? That's always very interesting. A publisher should not care what the secondary market is doing other than their reputation, their current reputation. As it pertains to their current reputation, I think it's a legitimate concern. If you're like, hey, my books are selling like crap on the secondary, that dings my value right now. Okay, that's fair. But a book that's completely sold out and now there's a new edition of it, were you planning on, like, do you care that the value of that book, your edition, is diminished because there's another edition of it taking some of the heat off of that one? If that's your concern, then that makes me think you had a vested interest in perhaps selling on the secondary. Dracula's Lettered was a numbered with a clamshell. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I have 2 lettered Lansdales. I have trades with better quality than those. Yeah, I know, it's pathetic. I would never. I got that Rusty Puppy. It's signed by James Purefoy, who played one of the characters, Hap or Leonard. I don't know which one is white, which one is black, so I don't know who's who. I think it's Hap. He played Hap in the book, and he did the intro. It's a page and a half. He signed it. Joe Lansdale signed it. I'm happy I have it. Never, but that was like the last Gauntlet I was ever going to buy. I haven't had much experience with Gauntlet. I have a couple of Clive Barkers from them. I think they did a couple of joint books with Borderlands too. Yeah. I don't know how Gauntlet survives. They publish maybe 3 books per year. They used to be robust and respectable. He's taking a page from Chismar's book, I guess. No, it isn't signed. It isn't out yet. I have the first 2, and we'll get the third just to get signed hardbacks of the trilogy, but I'll be done after that. That's respectable. You do you. If you guys all love Gauntlet and you want to collect Gauntlet, great. No judgment on you. It's your business. It did break my heart because I love the Pines trilogy, to know that they were doing the limiteds and they were doing such a shit-ass job. Won't buy from CD, Dark Regions Press, Suntop, Gauntlet, or Borderlands for various reasons. A whole bunch of reasons. A publisher should never care about the secondary. Is that a direct quote from the Chiz? No, because the Chiz does care about the secondary because he keeps finding books that are worth shit. Hap in the series. Okay. Yeah, publisher's only responsibility is to the customers. Oh, Anthrax. Anthrax in the John Bush era on Last Action Hero. And what are they performing? What are they performing? They are doing... Where the hell are they? Oh, man, I can't even read it. Anthrax Poison My Eyes. Yeah. Yes. Pines from Gauntlet Books. Cheap AF. Yes. Too bad there aren't more of them. It is signed trade edition at best. Yeah. Yeah. And it does have bonus content, which I dig. I like it when a publisher does that. But shit. What else do we have to talk about? I know I'm at time. So Suntup, go check out my Anya interview. I will say I thought the classic edition was not selling really well, but it's down to 190 copies. That seemed like quite a jump from earlier. It was like 500 copies, and now we are down to 190. It's pretty good. Pretty good jump. So we talked about. Did I talk about Zach's books? Zach is back, and that boy is scared. He read. He is traumatized by Judith Sonnet, who wrote a book called Nobody Rides for Free. Apparently, she wrote it in 10 days, and it is super extreme horror. It's like got a 2 point something on Goodreads. People are like disgusted by this book. And Zach read it, and he is hurt. He is hurting. His wife, his stage mom wife, gave it 5 stars. And she's sitting off camera, and you could tell she's digging the pain Zach is going through. It's a bizarre video. Watch the video. Watch him review No One Rides for Free. Look how disturbed and upset he is recollecting this book. And then you hear Danielle off camera commenting. And you're disturbed for Zach. You're like, Zach, dude, touch your nose twice if you need to get out of there. Like, we can send somebody. We can send somebody. I guarantee Danielle is thinking about doing a snuff film where she kills Zach. I guarantee it. I'm going to go on record right now. Zach, your life is in danger. I know I'm not doing the responsible thing by staying here in Tennessee and not rescuing you, like scooping you up like a big nostriled baby that you are and running out of the house with you. So I'm failing you, and I think your audience is failing you. You have double the audience I do, and they're all failing you. You need help. Stage mom wife Danielle is relishing in your torture, your trauma. Take it easy, Ron. Go get that dinner. Stay awake if you got to drive. I ordered the classic, first one for 6 months. Well, congrats. I hope you enjoy it. I would love. That book is amazing. I'm so glad he hated it. I loved it. Oh, really? No One Rides for Free? I don't know if I could take it, Mike. Mike, you are an extreme horror fan. I read the description of it. I don't know if I could read it. Sounds awful. Seems like a lot of newly discovered scratch and dent finds for tomorrow. Yeah, Suntup is having a scratch and dent sale. Get over to the Suntup site. Get a scratch and dent thing. It's so funny. Grow up and be a man. Yep. And 2 of the next 3 months with no AE seems has been returning at Suntup. Big nostril baby. I know that wasn't right. I shouldn't have said that, Chad. You're right. But his nostrils are huge. It's like, do you have 2 extra eyes? Because like your eyes are here, and then there's these other 2 huge circles that are right here. That's not right. I should say that. It's not that bad. The Groomer was worse. I know. Chris Webster told me he read The Groomer, and at one point, a baby is in a vice. I mean, like, what else do you need to know? And the baby in the vice is killed in front of a 10-year-old kid who watches. Yeah. Yeah, that's nasty. Happy holidays, Alexia. Are people checking out? Okay, people are checking out. Compromise for a no New Year Eve show, a Jeff Word playlist. It's interesting. I could do that. I don't know if anybody would like it. The Groomer was awful, and not just the material. The book itself was just bad. I made a pre-made cover and named it The Chainsaw Hooker, and Judith bought it. Told me to leave the title as is and wrote the book about a chainsaw hooker and sent me a copy. That's cool, Chad. That is cool. And I think that's the right thing to do. I'm going to skip the ads. They're trying to insert ads. I think that's the right thing to do. She owed you a copy because you gave her the prompt, you know? You gave her the prompt. Yes, that scene was brutal. I don't know if I could read anything like that, Mike. Yeah, what in tarnation? Baby in a vice. Yeah, I got a few questions. I know. And see, that's the thing. Like, I don't think I could read anything like that. And Groomer was one book I wanted to read because it's like extreme horror, but it's revenge. And if there's anything I could get behind, it's revenge on people who hurt kids. So I could get behind that. Like, if you're going to do brutal things to a person, I want to at least be rooting for it. But the path to get there, can't do it. I can't do it. And there's another one that's called Blender Babies, and it shows babies sitting in oversized blenders, crying. Can't read that book either. Oh, and Mike's just talking about it. I just read his newest book, Blender Babies. I know I'm going to be stopping soon. I'm not going to be live again for 2 weeks. I just didn't understand how he became a master torturer overnight. In what? The groomer? Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess some people have innate skill. You know? I mean, people just... Is producer Jill asking to be on camera? Yeah, she's like, Jeff, I'd like to be on camera tonight. I'm like, no, your privacy is paramount to the existence of the family. I tell her all the time, yeah, sit down. Look, here you go. Look at this. Look at all this space. What they call in film, this is lead room. This is lead room. Practice, man, practice. One night of practice is all it takes, I guess. All right, Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr. had enough talking about Blender Babies, talking about Babies in a Vice. We talked about Night of the Long Knives. Excellent book. You've got to get it. Zach is back. My new newsletter is going to be back next week. Colbert's wife is on his show a lot. Come on, Jill. I know. She's like, yeah, well, when you make Steve Colbert money, oh, come on, is what she's saying, is what she's implying. Now, Dead Headspace is a podcast. They need 3 people to interview their authors. Ha! I do it myself, or I have Mitch there who prompts me with prompts. But mostly it's me, and I do it all myself. But Dead Headspace has 3 people. I'm kidding. These seem like great people. Well, they interviewed Tyler Jones and Josh Mallerman. Go check that out. It's interesting how they thought, hey, Tyler Jones doesn't need to be mic'd. He doesn't need any volume. When I interviewed Tyler Jones with Mitch, we were doing the setup mic check stuff. I'm like, hey, Tyler, your output's a little low. Can you turn it up? I'm not really hearing you. He's like, okay, cool. So that's why you can hear him in my interview and you can't hear him in Dead Headspace. And also, I will say, they spend a lot of time, the hosts spend a lot of time making fun, basically, of the fact that Josh Mallerman and Tyler Jones are wearing ties. I'm like, let's not make the guests feel uncomfortable. They didn't really make them feel uncomfortable, but they spent a little too long on it. Just some notes, but go check it out. Josh Mallerman, Tyler Jones, great people. And I'm all about looking at other podcasts to see what I can improve. Some good extreme horror. The House, The Pig by Ed Lee. Survivor by J.F. Gonzalez. Don't forget The Girl Next Door by Jack Ketchum. I have that. I'm going to read it. I promise you. Going to see The Riverman didn't strike me as extreme. It was disturbing. Did not strike me as extreme. Putting a baby in a vice and killing that baby in front of a 10-year-old, that seems extreme. Tyler just bruises on a butterfly. Can't wait to get that in January. Chad. Can't wait to get it. I'll probably be reading Boy's Life and Dune. And Bloodlines by Rob Walton. So check that out. I want that one ASAP, Chad. Well, January. A baby. Oh, God. I can't even repeat that. By J.F. Gonzalez, Survivor. Oh, see, why would anybody want to read that? Brain poison, man. Hans, why? Is your buying freeze ending for Boy's Life? That's what somebody asked. Now, number one, is it Boy's Life? That's undetermined. Undetermined. But you could ask me, would my buying freeze include Boy's Life? And for that, I have no idea. Depends on whatever the cost of a possible Boy's Life edition would be. It depends on if I would be able to buy a possible Suntup Boy's Life. A lot of factors, a lot of things that maybe I should just not worry about. Because the woman who is next survives and gets revenge. Yeah, I can get behind revenge there, but damn, I can't stomach. Would it end if it's Boy's Life? It's not Boy's Life. I am being difficult. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go because we're now getting close to things. And anyway, I went an hour 40. I went an hour 40, and the night's got to end at some point. I'm not gonna be here the next 2 weeks. I'll try to do a surprise live, maybe here or there, but I guarantee I will be back. And those who subscribe to the newsletter, you will get a newsletter next week just for fun. It's gonna be fun. I hope you enjoy them. They're fun to do. But good night, everyone. Ray, Kelly, get me your Addy. I will get you connected to Jason, or I'll get your Addy to Jason so you can get your book. Last Jeff word of the year. Yes, this is definitely the last Go Jeff Your Shelf of 2023. 23 was my Suntup number. That was my Suntup number, and it ended in 23. I don't think I'll ever be able to pick that number up again. Oh, my heart. My heart. Happy 2024. Happy holidays. I will be back in some capacity to say Happy New Year to you all. But yes, I hope you can beat Biden, Jeff. I don't know, man. I'm less coherent than Biden, even, if that's possible. So anyway, on that note, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate, good vibes, happiness, peace, enjoyment, good books, good beverages, no judgment, be good to each other, acceptance, tolerance, peace, love, doves flying out Zach's nostrils. Peace out.